What's up, Red Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Rae, and we are reviewing The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 3, Episode number 4, First Ladies and Second Chances. If it's your first time visiting my channel, what up, though? Go ahead, click the red subscribe button to become a Red Sunshine, and then go ahead, click the notification bell so you're alerted of all the videos I upload going forward. You don't want to miss these reviews. You absolutely do not. So, we open up the scene with young Miss Candace, the newest of the Real Housewives of Potomac. You know, she's not necessarily official yet because her picture's not on the Potomac sign yet. Or is it? I'm confused. Anyway, I didn't give you my first impression of these ladies, so as I get it, I'm going to tell you. So with Candace, I think that Candace is just a tad bit privileged is the right word. I don't want to say spoiled. And that is why her mother is so overbearing. When we see her for the first time, we are in her house, in her kitchen with her husband, the chef, making her and her mother breakfast. I was surprised to see the mother there, but we soon found out that the mother owns or is part owner, co-owner of her home with the daughter. So really, the husband, Chris, is a boarder because the house is owned by the mother and the daughter, and the mother has a whole floor of her own, and she comes once a month to visit. This is a problem in the making. Y'all know black mothers are strong, period. Black women are strong, period. Anyway, now you done added she's strong and she's overbearing, overprotective, and she's getting to come in and insert herself into your life. Honey, I don't know if that's going to be such a good idea for your budding marriage, your blossoming relationship. Even though Chris seems to be very okay with it, right? It seems like he's figured out how to deal with their dynamic. We could see that at the breakfast table. I still see this as a disaster waiting to happen. What about you? Let me know down below in the comments. We also see in Candace's segments that she is the owner of Prima, part owner with her sister. And who helped her? None other than her overbearing mother, Miss Dorothy, helped them to launch this business. And again, because Miss Dorothy is successful at what she does as a therapist and has been flourishing in her field, she feels she has the best ideas for her daughter. Y'all, this is a mess waiting to happen. The mama should be the Real Housewife of Potomac, honey. I'm going to just tell you the truth about it. Looks like the mother has a lot to do with the, what's the right word? Not implementation, but direction of what her daughter's life is going in. Like, this is an accident waiting to happen. Would y'all agree with me or no? It's all right to disagree, honey, because sometimes I be wrong, but that ain't too often. Because my opinion is my opinion. So then we see Miss Monique and Robin kind of side by side. But when we see Miss Monique, it is the day after her husband's 40th birthday party. And I love that everybody spent the night. Like those people that were close to her. You saw still Chris's dad. You saw Monique's brother and some other family members, cousins or whatever. But I love that. I love that they woke up in the morning in that big ass kitchen and they made breakfast and they had breakfast together. And she was able to say, listen, don't come for me with no petty shit. I don't have the time to be wasting with you trying to pay somebody to come after you with a meme, Robin. You sound silly. We also see that she was on the phone with her pastor, Chad, and that they actually have a close relationship because we then seen Chris and Monique go to visit Chad and his wife, the first lady, to have their once a month therapy session. And we found out that Miss Monique had a miscarriage, probably one of the hardest things a woman can deal with. An abortion is something that we do by choice. A miscarriage is something that happens by nature. So both of them are very much so traumatic. I've experienced them both. You know, I'm very transparent. But the whole miscarriage thing, especially when you're hoping to have a baby, when you're looking forward to bringing in new life, can be very detrimental. And we see Monique as the strong pillar of their family, and she's handling it really well. But I can't wait to see how it breaks her down. We're going to be able to see her be vulnerable, because that is what it is. You know, they ain't going to let that pass without us seeing her break down and really share that moment. What y'all think? I mean, while Monique was spilling her tea, Robin was giving her side of the situation. And I just think Robin is just going way too far with this whole meme thing. She goes over to Giselle's and she begins to tell Giselle the stories that had happened at Monique's party. Number one, or at Chris's party at Monique's house. At Monique's house? Y'all know what I mean. Number one, the issue with Monique and the meme, that she would really pay somebody, which, I mean, I really needed Giselle to be like, now, you know that sounds stupid, right? Like, can y'all make me a housewife? Okay, maybe a widow, like the widows of Los Angeles. Like, I'm young enough for it to still be popping. Because people need friends to tell them, listen, no, you sound stupid. Like, you know that don't make no sense, right? That's what you want to tell people. You know that ain't making no sense. Like, I don't know why nobody is opening their mouth and saying that to these ladies when they sound crazy. Then she goes on to talk about her situation with Ashley, which seems to be more of an issue than the Monique issue. Like, Monique, okay, the meme thing, that's too much. But this whole Ashley dipping in my business, that's a bit of a problem. Let's go to Ashley before I hit Giselle, because I like to go in order. But let's talk about Ashley before I hit Giselle, because Giselle will fall into the garden party, which was really something that blew up. But dang, should I be talking about Ashley? Let's just talk about Ashley. We see Ashley in her therapy session. And I'm so glad that they are actually showing Black women addressing mental health issues. Like, I was asking my mother the other day, like, why do Black people think that you don't need to seek a therapist? And she's all like, well, we don't. Why would I go to a therapist? We all could use therapy. That's somebody talking to you that's non-judgmental, that's providing you some type of sound advice, or really guiding you to the direction of the right advice and helping you heal. And she was like, well, you know, for years, Black people have been their own therapists. We get together and we start talking together. Yeah, and then they also start judging you. Go get a therapist if you need one. Don't be ashamed because you're depressed, stressed out, sad, lonely. Whatever the case is, having issues at work, with your family, with your husband, with your friends, go get some help, please. Okay, that PSA is over. So in her therapy session, we see Ashley say to the therapist, I believe her name was Esther, that she does not set boundaries with her mother. That she doesn't know how to set boundaries with her mother. That she feels like she needs to be there for her mother, to support her mother, because this dude that she's with for the last 15 years is no good. And she also talks about how her mother left her with her grandmother for a year while she went and gallivanted with this man. We also hear her admit that she feels like if she didn't do all the things for her husband and her mother that she does, that they would leave her, they wouldn't love her anymore, which was key element to who Ashley is and what her love language is. Ashley's love language is acts of service, meaning you show you love me by doing things for me. And so that's why she feels like she can't stop helping her mother. Child, your mother been fine all these years. She gonna be fine some more without you. Like, it's time to make a choice. She also realizes that it's time to make a choice, and she has the hard conversation with her mother. In that conversation with her mom, here I am thinking that she's about to put her foot down and say, Mom, we can't help you. There were stipulations that Michael set in order for us to continue to help you, and us to continue to help you, and you aren't meeting those requirements. You still have this man in there, so we're not helping you. We're helping you, him, you and him. And I get my sister is there, but you don't need this man. You don't need him. We're here to help you, but we can't help you. I'm thinking that that's what she was going to do, but she breaks out a paper, you know, one of those get your life organized paper. My friend talks about this book, and that's probably where it comes from. Get your whole life organized in a year. That's going to help her, right? She's supposed to follow these recommendations, these steps to get her life in order, because she still works and stuff. So to help her figure out the best path for her. mom literally says to her, when she asked her, I'm not going to let this man go. Or, Mom, are you going to let this man go? Or are you going to let him go out your life? And she literally says, I'm going to work on him. Which means I'm not going to get rid of him, darling Ashley. He's still going to be around, but I'm going to try to motivate him. Well, Mama, you ain't motivated him in 15 years. It ain't nothing you said or could do. The struggle that you guys have been in has not motivated him to get off his ass and do shit. You have enabled him just like your daughter is enabling you. Somebody's going to have to cut the cord. And it looks like it's going to be Michael cutting Ashley if Ashley don't hurry up and get her fucking shit together. Y'all, God, man, wife, children. Mother is not inserted in there. Y'all can disagree with me if you'd like, but they're giving mom an option. Mom, we can help you, but not while helping this man. I told y'all last week, nobody wants to help you when you have a man, grown, able-bodied man in your house. And what we found out was that Ashley's mom met the nigga in a tent in Tent City. He was homeless. We just talked about that on Girlfriend Chronicles. We were like, would you ever, or have you ever been with a homeless man? The mother would have had to say yes, because her boo, her baby daddy right now that she with, she met him in Tent City. He was living in Tent City. He was homeless. Y'all, that's too much. Like, no. And as you can see, when she walked out the door, her mom was like, I don't like this kind of stuff. To me, that just said she's not going to do the things that were asked of her by her daughter. Like, pretty much, no, Ashley, I'm not. And also gives us a peek into why Ashley is so hell-bent on Robin and Juan's situation. But we finna talk about that. We finna talk about it. So when we first see Giselle, we see Giselle meet with her ghostwriter, Courtney. I should probably get me a ghostwriter because it's taken me a long time to write the book that I want. But I want it to be from my voice and not somebody else's. Anyway, so she says that it's a fictional story that is going to be loosely based on her life, right? As a first lady. And she also tells us that she could spill the tea on who in the closet, who out of the closet, who doing what where in the black church. She said, I could, but I will not. And Courtney, the ghostwriter, says, have you talked to people about this book? Because even though it's loosely based on your life, it's going to affect them. And now you're sitting here on national television saying it's loosely based. So people will correlate a lot of the stuff, speculate, try to figure out what is part of your story, what part of this is true for Pastor Jamal Bryant, and I love that man as a pastor, and what part of this is fictional. You're gonna let people speculate? Baby, you should have just wrote a tell-all book about Giselle. This is my story or some shit. You don't need to be faking the funk. Go ahead, let us know. We here for the tea. We gonna grab it, we gonna sip it, we gonna drink it. We then see, in the beginning opening scenes, we saw Giselle trying to reach out to Karen, and Karen was sending Giselle the voicemail, and she sends her a text message and says, I miss my friend. I want to sit and meet with you. Hopefully you'll meet with me for lunch, right? Because they've had this 12, 15-year relationship. Which one is it, y'all? 12 or 15 years? I don't care. They've been longtime friends. So when they meet, I was happy that they met just the two of them. I mean, if you rock with me for real, you know how I feel about addressing situations in a large setting with a bunch of catty women like they do on Real Housewives of Atlanta. They all get all catty and yelling. It's a whole table full of black women. It becomes too much. Well, because these women are a lot more seasoned, well, shit, Atlanta, they seasoned too. So I don't know, but they just more salty. Anyway, I like that Giselle sat down with Karen to address it, and Karen was able to say it was tasteless, it was tacky, and you shouldn't have did it. You're my friend, period, point blank. And Giselle was able to say, forgive me. I thought it was a joke. I thought it would be funny. And then Karen called her on, you childish as fuck with that shit. Come on, own up your shit and know when you do some shit wrong. Wrong is wrong. I like them kind of conversations. And I like that Karen said, well, I forgave you when I backed you in the corner. I just needed a moment. I love that, because that's what real friends do. We fuck up, we have a conversation, we move on. At that time, Giselle also says, well, I want to have a garden party for two purposes. One is I want to introduce you guys to my book. I'm writing a book loosely based on my life, blase, blase. And two, we don't have fun anymore. I feel like there's too much tension in the group and we need to come together so we can start moving positively. And when she said that aloud, I thought, oh, here we go with the cattiness and the loud, everybody sticking their 2 cents in. See, really these women are petty, but not super petty. Real Housewives of Atlanta are super petty. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So the garden party, Giselle, pulls from her first lady roots, right? Which is really like mending and helping people work through issues. Like you're really kind of a mediator, some kind of bridge between people when the shit hits the fan. So she digs into her hats and puts on an old first lady hat so that she can help mend the group and bring them back together. She says it's on a Sunday, so wear your Sunday best, okay? All of them look nice, including Miss Karen. Miss Karen is like, I'm finna just show this 54-year-old body off, honey. I look good. I feel good. If they wouldn't want me in church with it, I don't know what to tell you. This is what I'm wearing, because they all shocked that she got on like this little bodycon dress. But she was cute. Honestly, I would probably wear that to church, but maybe with a sweater. When everybody is sitting down, they start having conversations. But when Ashley and Monique walk in, honey, already Robin is on full alert. Ashley speaks to everybody and Robin's like, what's up? Like, Robin looked like, I will punch your fucking face in. That's why I try to stay out of shit, because I will smash your face in. This body is not looking this good because I'm a punk, like I'm soft. No, ma'am, no, sir, no, thank you. I will fuck you up. That's the look that Robin gives me all the time when I look at her. I kind of thought to myself, why ain't Candace here? She been introduced. And then later on I thought, well, she hasn't been introduced to all the ladies. She doesn't know Giselle yet, so she can't meet with Giselle yet, and that's gonna be a messy meeting. Child. Well, after Giselle gives her little excerpt of the book, Karen says, be careful, because this sounds like your life. Be careful, tread lightly on the story. She was like, it's gonna be a page turner, but you need to be careful. Now see, Giselle is already setting herself up for seasons to come, okay? She's making sure she has a fucking storyline, because Charmin ain't going to be the storyline that's going to hold her there. She's all like, this new book I'm writing, that's going to keep me there and going to keep the girls talking a lot about a lot of shit, including me, which keeps me relevant. She's pretty smart, if you ask me, okay? But then we start to address the elephants in the room. Number one being Ashley and Robin. Robin don't want to talk about it, don't want to hear it, ain't got no time for the bullshit. Like, I'm done hearing you talk about my family. My issue is, and Ashley's, my issue is with you, and what is the issue? And we find out that the issue that Ashley has is really related to her own personal issues. She's actually deflecting. If you guys remember, in the conversation with Ashley's mom, she talked about her mom not needing that man. Like, you could stand on your own. You don't need him to survive. You've really been doing this by yourself. And so she's deflecting. All Ashley sees is that Robin is hanging on to a man that is not good for her, and you don't need him to raise the children. Financially or otherwise, you're going to be able to make it on your own. Right? Like, I'm all like, okay, so she's deflecting. And Robin don't really want to hear it, don't want to talk to her about it, but they end up hashing it out. And I was proud of Ashley actually apologizing to Giselle. Ashley apologizing to Robin, because really she realized it's none of my business. I got my own shit to deal with. And then, later on we cut into the whole Ashley and her mom situation. So they also deal with Monique. And Monique tells you, I go from 0 to 100 real quick. See, I think the reason I like Monique so much is because Monique is really from the hood, though. Though Chris is her man and he got money, she, and she conducts herself as a strong black woman that supports her man. She really with the shits. Like, try me if you want to. You hitting the trigger, talking about money. I don't need you to assassinate my character with that bullshit, Robin. So, yeah, I got a little heated. I got a little upset. And Robin said, you know what, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And all of the ladies provided great feedback. to these three women to help rectify their situation and for them to move towards positive, uplifting friendships. So I'm always excited to see that. I'm glad that it didn't get too messy, you know, except for that. What have I done to you? What have I done to you? Like, other than that little heated thing, I really think that these ladies handled themselves well. I really like the Real Housewives of Potomac. What do you guys really think about the Real Housewives of Potomac? Let me know down below in the comments. Do you think this is going to be a successful season? Is it not messy enough for you? Like, it's messy, just the right amount of messy, because it kind of is messy, but also holds us Black women in a positive light. I had some first impressions that I just really didn't even go over. I'm gonna just talk about them later. Anyway, I really do appreciate you watching my review of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 3, Episode number 4, First Ladies and Second Chances. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Before you get out of here, if you haven't done so already, click that red subscribe button, okay? Join the family. And that notification bell so you know when I'm uploading a video. You can't do one without the other. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I will see you on the next video. So I thought